Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we are mainly just going to be messing with the troops that have 25% this week and you know, just anything else from the New Kingdom and just whatever else we happen to do. If you guys have any questions or things you want me to cover, just let me know and we will. As far as our nightly streams that we normally do, they will probably be canceled for the most part for the next 2 weeks, kind of because yeah, no Guild Wars. So we don't have any Guild Wars to actually go over or anything like that. I'll try to make up for it with like a couple more videos and such. But yeah, no Guild Wars to do for like the next 2+ weeks. So we won't be streaming absolutely every single night, which I guess is fine. That gives a little bit of a break from doing it. But yeah, we won't be doing that absolutely every night. But we still will be doing it today, because it's always tradition to do it on every Monday. It's always been tradition to do it on Monday for 2 hours at night. And then Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4. We pretty much have always done that for the most part. Hello, Joya. Hello, Hector. Hello, Strawn. Hello, Dinos Go Roar. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so right off the bat, get some manas. This Urskea troop art got reworked. Yes, all the art on the PC version got reworked. I believe mobile already had the correct art. But yeah, a lot of the art got changed if you were on the PC version. Like 3 or 4 of the troops were changed. I didn't mention that in the video, as it wasn't really that applicable. But yeah, they did end up changing the art on a couple of them. Mainly the Corrupted Urska and like 2 others, I think. That little guy that looked like the little, basically, ball of poof. And the, well, I'll just go and show which ones they changed. I have the screenshot of it from earlier. I forget where it is, but yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them that visually changed. And let's match. There we go. Yeah, no Guild Wars. I don't mind though. I'm really interested in what kind of changes they're making though. I am really interested how that's gonna pan out. You finally got your Scion and Elamagrim. Nice. That is really good. Also, hello. Oh yeah, I didn't say hello to everyone, did I? I probably did. Yeah, I already did. Such short-term memory. But hello, Joe. Hello, Hector. Hello, Strawn. Hello, Dinos Go Roar. Hello, War. Hello, Henny. Welcome all. Okay. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, troops. And Urskea. Which ones had their art changed? Corrupted, Urska, the Dumvol, and the Laleshi, and the Urskatir. Those 4 got their art changed. Not only on their ability, but also on their player card. All 4 of them got it changed on both, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, all 4 of them look different now. So if you're wondering what they were, those were the 4 that got changed. If you're like, wait, what is this weird troop I have never seen before? It's probably one you already saw from last week. It's just that the art for it changed. Wow, this is going to be such an easy week to get all the rewards for PvP in. We're getting them left and right by doing nothing, which is amazing. Oh yeah, Leshy. Yep, Leshy was the one I forgot to mention earlier. And the Urskatir. That is a weird word to say. Alright, well, we got our normal cast. Take our right over. Move that down. Oh, he's gonna just drain us right there. Probably kill him soon. Or now. Yeah, now would be good. Because if I don't, he's going to drain us. And that's never good to see. Don't want no drains. Move that over. And any brown lines. No, we did not. We'll just poke you then. All the pokes. Take the green. Another poke. And now we're out of things to do, so we'll take a red. Into giving him an extra turn fail. Oh, into a famine extra turn. Double fail. Whoops. Super whoops. Okay, well, we'll throw down... oh, come on. He has it up again. We just got our mana done. And we don't have a... Well, we have a way to kill you, but we don't have a way to extra turn kill you. So we'll do that on blue. We get our white summon off of 50%, and that should almost be match. One more poke will do it. If we could find another poke. We could just get the mana for it, I guess. Let's just go scold him. It only takes one little tiny poke, and down he goes. What is something you hope they change in Guild Wars? Oh, there's so many things. The rewards, particularly the daily rewards, but just the rewards in general. I wish they made it to incentivize not having summoning. If I could have, like, any one thing, I would love if they made it so you didn't need a summoner on every single team you use. Because right now, if you don't end with all 4 of your troops, you aren't getting full points. And this basically forces you to have to use 4... Well, first you're forced to use 4 of the same color. I don't mind doing that, though. What's horrible is that you're forced to have to use summoners. Every single thing that you end up using within Guild Wars. If it doesn't have a summoner, you're not easily going to be able to gain max points. And this makes you use some really, really, really bad troops. And especially since a lot of colors don't even have summoners. Or at least good summoners. And the ones that do have, some of them have very, very high rarity ones like Amnesia and stuff. That you almost need in order to really put the team together. But we can get rid of every single one of these summoners. Like right here, we'd replace Void Portal with Death in a heartbeat. If we didn't have to do summons to be able to get full points. But that is probably one of the biggest things I'd want to change, if they were to change that. I'd still like them to have something else incentivize, like, that you have to do during a battle. I just don't think forcing you to have to summon a full team is the way to go, though. Okay, well, move that up. And take our purple to the red. Also, I wonder if them working on this will delay the next patch any more. Or if they had that in their schedule already. They probably already had it in their schedule. I hope. Let's see. Where do we go? Guess we do that. Oh wait, we don't even need to do it on green. We already have a full team ready to fire. So let's hope this doesn't miss. So, okay. That was to be expected though. There's only one skull on the board. We'll throw that down. Poke, poke. Get our blue converted. And I don't know why, but that bugs me that that makes the puzzle quest noise. Not because it's like annoying noise or anything like that. It's just I remember that noise affiliated with a different game, and hearing it in Gems of War just annoys me. I don't know why. It's the sound that I believe in Rage makes, right? Wait, what was that noise coming from? Maybe it was his ability. Wait, where does like a noise just come from? I have this sound on too low. I always keep it on too low. Just so it's not really in the way. Yeah, I think it comes off his ability though. Wasn't this made? Yes, this was made by the same people that did Puzzle Quest. Not like the exact same company, or well, technically it kind of was. They were like Infinity Games or something. Then I have no clue exactly what the whole story is with them changing their company name, because now they're called Infinity Plus 2. Whereas before they called it used to be called, I think, Infinity Interactive or something. I forget specifically. But yeah, it's the lead developer of Puzzle Quest is the lead developer of Gems of War. So yes, and quite a few of the same assets are actually used from the other game as well. The most notable one that I recall is the fist that you see for the rating system. That's pulled directly from Puzzle Quest 2. Also, Rockworm is almost the exact troop in something in Puzzle Quest 1. And Green Slime is literally just a copy-paste of a troop that's in, or not a troop, but a unit that is in Puzzle Quest 2. It's exactly the same, not a single difference. At least with the Rockworm, it has like that very, very slight difference to it. But the Green Slime, literally the exact same file. If you put them side by side, there's no difference. You could put it over top each other, and you wouldn't even be able to tell them apart because they're literally the same file. Let's see. Well, we can't apothecary there. We also... Oh, never mind. We don't have alignment, as we have like a billion greens sitting next to skulls. Well, we'll take that. Get our browns. Get a Shagra. Get a keeper. And that's pretty near match. Also, we hit through barriers. This isn't a glitch, I don't think. It's just a really, really weird mechanic. But skull spam does hit through barrier. The main reason for this is barrier only stops one damage instance, and if you're taking multiple skulls at once, those each count as a damage instance. So even though we're hitting them basically all at once, it's counting as multiple different attacks. It's also why a lot of different traits are a little bit buggy whenever you get skull spam, mainly because there's so many different instances in there, and the game sometimes calculates that out really weirdly too, as far as how many hits it does. Hello, Ross. Welcome. Team with one Fairish Ra. Generally, you build around Valkyrie, Fairish Ra, and one other purple to feed all the manas. And then just whatever else for the other slot. I'm not quite sure what the best Fairish Ra team is, if with only one these days. I know whatever it wasn't efficient enough for me to keep using. That's the only thing I remember from it. Otherwise, I'd probably be using it right now. Or almost always. But whatever it wasn't really efficient enough compared to just using other troops. Oops, I thought we already won. We'll just throw a Shegra, even though that's actually riskier than taking a skull off the board, but we'll go for it. And that's match. Guild Wars does seem to favor the defense, seeing as how offense is hindered by needing a summoner and only using troops of the same color. Do you think defense should be hindered in any way? For the Guild Wars, that would be pretty cool if the defense was hindered as well, to give some creativity to what you actually have to defend with. Because right now, as you mentioned, yeah, you can set whatever you want as each day's defend, and there really isn't anything incentivizing you. Oh, I can't go and check anything here, I forgot. But there isn't anything incentivizing you to do it for a specific color. Like, for example, if it's a purple day, the only thing incentivizing you is the fact that what color day it is. Like, you'll know that this, like, let's say tomorrow is purple, even though there's no Guild War. We'll know that it's a purple day, and then we'll be able to make a team accordingly. But most people just set up one team for all of them. Maybe if they forced you, even if they didn't do anything to kind of help that, I think they should force you to have to use 6 different teams. Like, you can't use the exact same team to defend on any given day. It will force you to have to do 6 different ones. I think that's the only limitation they would have to do to really make it work. That, or do something along those lines, but you can only use like every single troop once. Like, for example, let's say Cabarrus and those giant spiders are really big on 1 week. Well, you can make a Cabarrus giant spider forest guardian, but restrict it so you couldn't use more than one of any copy, and you can't use more than one across the entire thing. So if you use a Cabarrus in one team, you wouldn't be able to use it in any of your 5 other defends. I think that might help it out quite a bit. Basically make it like almost like a drafting system in a way, or not really, but you'd only be able to use one of every single troop. Like, so for example, let's say this was one of our defend teams, and then we wouldn't be able to use an apothecary, an honor, a Tesla, or a Corvash on any of our 5 other defend teams, and they could maybe do something like that, because that would make it so you would have to build 6 completely different, unique teams that didn't use any of the same bonuses. Like, you could still go whatever the really overpowered bonuses for the week, but you would be restricted in not being able to completely build out a team. You'd maybe be able to build like one really good team, a second somewhat minor team off the bonuses, and then your other 4 just have to be completely different. So maybe something along those lines could end up working for it. Not quite sure. Oh, you're heading off? See ya! Have a good day, Ross. Best of luck with the keys if you're opening any this week or next week. But yeah, I would probably say, as far as keys are concerned right now, event keys that is, I'd say open some of the chests just so you get maybe like 3 gold stars on the new kingdom or something like that. But I would say save a majority for next week if you don't have the Christine X's already. That is where you'll get the most value out of them. Particularly if you're a newer player. Okay, we'll go on the brown right there. You think you should be getting points for your defend teams as well as your attack? I don't think that matters too much. How big of a role would that really play? Because you're battling the guild anyways, That would make almost no difference whatsoever. And if they made it too heavy of a point system, like every single defend you get like 1,000 points, then that would be a little bit unbalanced then. Because what if a guild in a given week happens to be up against very, very weak guilds? They not only would have the easier PvP, they would also get a bunch of points just from their defense completely destroying them. Also, it would be a lot easier for guilds to collude that way as well if you got extra points for them winning. Actually, it kind of already is pretty easy to them to collude. If there's ever like two guilds, it's like, hey, we should mutually benefit together. Let's go do that. I don't think it has happened yet, but you never know. Let's see. That's assuming you have an event keys only. Ones you got are guild tasks. You mean guild keys? Let's see. Hello, and King Larry. Welcome, Mr. Jesse. Welcome. I don't know why I'm just running this team right now. There really isn't that much to build out of this kingdom. It's like, oh, we'll just keep going with this. Yeah, this is one of... I wouldn't say it's the most useless kingdom ever added. It just has a really weird utility that doesn't really have troops that can utilize it too well. I'm surprised they didn't add something like the weapon that they added, except to a actual troop, which is the capability to give enrage to first slot. For some reason, none of the new troops in the entire kingdom, none of the 8, got the ability to enrage first slot. There's one that can multiple people on your team, but there's none that can specifically enrage the first slot. But there's a weapon that does it, which I find slightly odd that they wouldn't have put maybe something else on the weapon, but give a troop that ability instead, so that you would actually have it. Because obviously most people don't run heroes these days, and if they do, they're just doing it to troll with Death Knight class or something, or they're using like a Mechanist class and Explorer, you know, Creeping Death early on in the game with like a Sorcerer class or something. You don't normally see hero in many other instances other than that, and if they are, it's meant to be just like a random archer for instant kill, assassin for skull spam, stuff like that. Okay, we're in a pretty bad situation here. Mainly because we're lacking a lot of mana, which isn't making this easy at all. Especially since he keeps draining it every 5 seconds. So we'll throw that down, get the kill. At least he can't drain us every 5 seconds now. And we'll just throw there, because why not? We get the Skull Poke, and then we'll go get the Apothecary. This thing keeps wanting to go. Keeps like jiggling too. There we go. Okay, well, throw that down on blue. Get ourselves a full mana. Let's just take a skull. Oh, there we go. Double kill. Double skull. Not tried making a Leshy team yet. Or maybe a direwolf corrupted Urska. I did actually do that earlier. I forgot to show it during the video. It's not really particularly good this late in the game. I was going to show it for early game players. I completely forgot to do that during the video. I already had this team made earlier, but I forgot to show it. It's Direwolf, Corrupted Urska, Green Seer, Stargazer. I would not advise using it this late in the game. As you're about to see, we're probably going to get destroyed. Let me do it in a casual battle. Maybe one of these we can take out. Scion, Triple Famine? Sure, we'll try it against that. Why not? But yeah, I actually did make this team earlier. I just forgot to show it during the video. I think I forgot to show it. Pretty sure I forgot to show it. That's not the first time, and it won't be the last. There's actually been a lot of times where I forgot to show a specific team I wanted to do. And yeah, sometimes it never gets shown. Sometimes I'll just do it on the stream like what we're doing now after the fact. It doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. Okay. Well, we'll move the green over. I mean, wow. That's not green. That moved the yellow over. Move the other yellow over. He'll steal our almost non-existent mana. This team has potential. The biggest problem with it is Direwolf dies way too quickly. Every single time. That's the only real issue with it. Earlier on in the game, you could probably get away with it a little bit more. Especially since it'll be so easy to trait early on in the game, and that'll be a lot more effective than later in the game. The amount of, basically, benefit that you would get from those traits. So let's try for a double, or do we go triple enrage? Sure, just to make sure that it gets it. We'll go for the triple enrage. And we did get it because we got the skull poke, and we only have 2 enrage even though we did 3. So yes, he did get the skull poke off of enrage. Now, what do we do from there? So we just take a red and hope for surge, and then just take the other one. And we take it downward so he doesn't get a skull. Then again, maybe I should just give him a skull at this point. Do a double enrage. I could bait out 1 skull. Now, let's just do this instead. And there we go. Get the kill. I actually really hate that he creates 6 skulls. Look at how quickly he's killing. Our own ally is killing out our direwolf. I was thinking maybe using an Emberina, because that would kind of go around that whole premise of it trying to kill us. But that wouldn't really solve much of the problem. Okay, we'll go for there. And I guess we try with the fall right here. Please enrage first slot. I hate this thing. I don't know why they didn't make it to check to see if troops were already enraged. He can enrage already enraged troops. If you hit 4 purples with 1 cast, it'll enrage everyone. But like I was mentioning earlier, like if we take 1 purple right now with his explosion, it will hit any one of our 4 allies, even the one that are already enraged. It will not automatically hit the one that's not enraged. If they were to fix that simple thing on him, he'd actually be somewhat decent. If he actually checked to see if allies had enraged before putting another enrage on top of them. But in his current state, he's probably not worth using. Yeah, the team wasn't in the video. Yeah, I didn't think so. But yeah, for early game players, if you need something for the Corrupt Urska, this is about the easiest thing you could probably build. Direwolf, preferably fully traded, though not required. Corrupt Urska, no traits needed. Green Seer, no traits needed, though it is an epic, so it might be slightly harder to get. If you don't have a Green Seer, you can budget it out with a Dryad instead. Dryad will be a little bit more inconsistent, but it does have barrier and it does have a heal, so it would keep your direwolf alive a bit longer. And Stargazer you would prefer to have fully traded, and it's just mainly for a huge attack buff on your direwolf. You could also replace out Stargazer for the Luther that you get from the very first kingdom if you didn't happen to have her. So you can replace Green Seer with Dryad, and you can replace Stargazer with a Luther, and then go with that team. But yeah, it's okay. It's not really anything over the top. Probably pretty easy for us to lose with this late in the game, but it would be sufficient one-shotting kind of team for early on in the game. I almost feel like I should try it with Dryad even this late in the game, mainly because this thing dies way too quick. Way too quick. Oh, and I just gave it a huge amount of mana, and I think we just lost already. So we'll go and throw that down. Get our skull poke, not enough to kill, and he's already dead. Oh yeah, no, he's already dead. Oh, that didn't take him long. Also, Infernal Armor is useless. I really wish they would buff this to 50% and make Gloomleaf 100% reflection. 25% reflection in a game like this is actually really small. Generally in a game, 25% reflection would actually be like ridiculously overpowered. But in Gems of War, not so much. Mainly because troops are pretty disposable due to the capability of summoning new ones as many times as you really need. So there is one troop though that may make me rethink that if it's still underpowered when the Mist of Skills mythic comes out, then we'll know for sure they need to buff it like 100%. Because there is a mythic that comes out that summons a Skull Naga, or whatever it's called. And that Skull Naga thingy has a 25% skull reflection with that Infernal Armor thing. Well, I meant casual PvP. But it has a 25% skull reflection, and it can keep summoning those over and over and over again. It's the first troop that has a 100% chance of summoning that has the Infernal Armor. So if that fails against skull spamming teams, then we know for sure that they need to buff up the reflection on everything that has reflection. I still feel like they should do it already, but we'll see how that mythic pans out when they actually release it. Hello, Dustin. Welcome. You wish they'd been more specific, that it takes an entire team of wild folk to get the extra trait stone. Oh yeah, did I not specify that enough? I had to answer a question about that too, because someone said they weren't getting the points. But yes, it does have to be an entire team of wild folk in order for you to get the bonus. That's also why it said 4 times wild folk there. But yeah, it does have to be a full wild folk team to get 2 times straight stones. It's not worth doing. If it was as simple as using only 1 wild folk, I'd definitely be doing it right now, because that's actually pretty easy to win with. But I would not really advise using a full team of wild folk this week. There's still teams that can win, like this one, but it's just not really time efficient. You could probably win twice with just a normal team compared to how slow this team will be in most instances. Though it does feel good to be able to finally use Savasi again. It has been ages, and Savasi was the first event troop ever added to the game, which is kind of cool. Gems of War facts. But yeah, he was the first one ever added. He was added with Savasi Blades as well, which is a hero weapon that you can't really easily obtain anymore in the game, but it's still technically obtainable still. I think they sell it for $5 occasionally. And crafting system will likely be bringing it in as well. Okay, we just ran into one big issue here. He has Sylvania Mora, and I do not have a cleanse. This doesn't cleanse. Oh, never mind. I do have a cleanse. Never mind. We already got that covered, and I didn't even know it. So there we go. Unfortunately, we don't get the attack buff, because since we were still entangled, it does the attack buff, and then it does the cleanse, which is a bit annoying, which it was reverse order. But, yeah. So that's the thing. The more you know. Mechanics, interaction. So we'll go and move that over. We can get a single pair right there. Kind of redundant, but we might. So let me take some attack. Trying to get up to a one-shot range. Doesn't seem like we're working too well at that. Let me throw another silence down. Okay, good. We did re-silence the most dangerous one, and now the entire team is silenced. Haven't seen that for... Actually, I think this is the first time I'm looking at a 3-player team, 3 or 4-player team, that's completely silenced by means that isn't silent one. That normally doesn't happen too often. And that's pretty much match. You just get to the point where you one-shot everything and then boom, win. There we go. But yeah, that's a all wild folk team for 2 times straight stones. Not the best, but it's not really meant to be. It's or you know, it's what it is. There's like 9 wild folk to choose from. Don't really have much selection as far as what we can build. That's literally every wild folk. We have 9 different troops. Every single team you ever build around this, assuming you have fast on Ragnagord, is going to be based around Ragnagord though, because it's the... There's only 2 mana generators under this color type, and only one of them is viable, which is Ragnagord. There's technically Desert Mantis as well. The only issue is he creates yellow and blue. Yellow is good, but there isn't any wild folk in the entire game at the moment that uses blue. So basically Ragnagord is the only way to go if for mana generation on a wild folk team. And other than that, you'd either... If you didn't really have that much, you could get away with probably an untraded Ragnagord with 3 traded satires, or whatever they're called. And that would probably be good enough. Also, thank you, Helen, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. But yeah, like something like a Satyr, Ragnagord, Satire. I have no clue if I'm saying that even remotely right. But using like him and third slot with 3 of these around it might be sufficient enough. Actually, let's go try that now. Pretty sure this might crumble, but might as well give it a shot. This reminds me of back when, oh, what's it called? Back when goblins used to be used a lot with like 1 goblin shaman. It was basically 1 goblin shaman with 3 goblins. It's kind of like what this team is, except with a Ragnagord. So let's go see if this actually pans out. It should. If you had to go like super budget to try to get 2 times straight stones this week, this would probably be sufficient enough. Also, all their targeted spells have to go to Ragnagord, which in some cases would be a good thing, some cases might be a bad. Really just depends on what they're actually using. But they are going to be forced to have to attack it. Okay, well, we get a double poke. That's nowhere near enough damage. Wow, I forgot how little damage it does these days compared to the damage of everything else. No, that's a bit unfortunate. Also, we only use 3 colors, of course, but we do gain extra turns from doing these. Okay, well, we got another double cast, but he's about to die any second now. Well, we killed 1. And that's about all we're killing, actually. Don't think we're getting much further than that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's as far as we're going, is 1 kill, it would appear. I could have just taken those greens. I was trying to for the drop, though. And there goes the entangle. Oh, he didn't go for it yet. So we'll throw that down on green. Didn't even get one single cast. Good job. Oh, there we go. Oh, should have taken the other green, but at least we got full mana. He's almost dead. We're entangled, so can't do it that much. Though we could kill him off explosion. Skulls we'll ignore for now. And we'll throw explosion, get the kill. Could have gotten another skull too. Well, at least they're entangled. He also entangled himself, so that kind of works, I guess. He's entangled, we're entangled, we're all entangled. And we'll throw down red. We get one poke for free as well. One more would be great. Oh, we do. Nice. Perfect. I can't believe that worked, but it just worked. There we go. Okay. So we'll take that. We'll take brown. We're unentangled, so we can actually do something now. And I guess we just take the brown, explode again. And that is nearly matched. The poke into the green, into the double kill. Or, you know, double cast into a single kill. And there we go. It won. I guess that would work for a budget team. Though Ragnagord is an epic. Though there really isn't any solution to him. There's only 9 troops, and most of them are actually epics as well. But yeah. That's basically what you would do for a wild folk team this week if you really wanted to do 2x straight stones. I wouldn't really advise it, because even if you had the most optimal troops to use, it wouldn't even be that good. But yeah, your only choices are really to build around a Ragnagord every single time. And the other issue with that is 4 of them are epics. 4 out of the 9 troops that you would need to actually make this work are epics. One of them you can get from a kingdom. The other 3 you cannot. Only Teska you can get from a kingdom, and she's from Suncrest, if you don't already have her. Follow up on the Stonehammer question. Oh, did you ask one earlier? I didn't see. Let me see. Let me go start from the top and work my way down from everything I just missed recently. Hello, it's Snow. Welcome. You wish they had more specific, it takes entire... Oh, yeah, I already said that. Hello, Dustin. Hello, Dim. Welcome. Let's see. Tacit, what's the best team to use with Scion? Generally, right now, I'd have to say that Scion, Ragnagord, Famine, Death at the moment. But basically, a Scion Ragnagord on its own is good enough, even if you don't have the 2 mythics to be able to use with it. Of course, you do need to make sure your Scion's fully traded, of course. Basically, every Scion team needs the Scion to be traded. Scion's relatively useless without it. Hello, Rockhound. Finally got Elamagrim on PS4. Congrats. Oh, yeah. Don't you guys still have that until, like, Friday? I forget. I think you guys do. But, yeah. Congrats on that. First key today and got it. Wow, just the first key you randomly opened. Really lucky. Follow up on the Stonehammer question. If it's your only mythic, should you put traits in it and use your stone Coronet Mercy? No, I wouldn't really advise investing too much into Stonehammer. You'd be better off going for, even if you don't have the other legends yet, saving those arcane trait stones for them instead. Stonehammer doesn't really get as much usage, and you can still use him as a utility, but there's really no need in trading him when you can invest those into better troops, plus into future troops. We don't know what's coming in the future that might be viable, that you may need those trait stones for. And you may regret putting it into him if something else comes up that would be viable with those traits. Or it would just take you a long time to have to go out of your way to farm them for the other troop. You have to take off, but you're wondering, what are you planning to do about the nightly streams during the Guild War break? Probably just not going to be doing every single one of the nightly streams. Occasionally we might still be doing it if I feel up to it. But for the most part, we're probably not going to be doing them because we won't have as much content to cover. And other than that, it would basically just be us like answering questions and stuff like that, which is always fun to do though, still. But doing that absolutely every single night with no other thing to kind of break through the content would get a little repetitive. Because basically all we'd be doing is just running PvP over and over again with whatever. But yeah, we probably won't be doing that for the next like 2 or 3 weeks. Most nights will not have a stream. Monday definitely will. Every Monday we'll still have one when Guild Wars is down. But that'll be the only night we'll really be streaming Gems of War. All the other ones, I guess it's just going to be like a mini vacation then for my night times, since we'll basically have the night available. Let's see. Hello, Bridget. Welcome. What do you think? Oh, wait. Do you think if they leave the 25% and 50% boosts that we get from events out of Guild Wars and give a small amount of points of using defense troops for the day's color would make a difference? Leave the out Guild Wars and give a small... Oh, that would be an interesting way to do it. I don't think they really have to completely remove the bonuses. I do like having the bonuses. I just think they need to be scaled down a little bit for Guild Wars. I wouldn't even mind them staying like their full amount even, but just tone them down for Guild Wars maybe or something. I'm not quite sure. But I don't really absolutely hate the bonuses. I just hate the kind of teams that get built out of the bonuses. But as far as if they were to go and do something like that, I'd be perfectly fine with it. If they removed it from Guild Wars specifically, only Guild Wars, and then made the circumstance of if you use a certain color, you will then get some bonus, but only if you use a certain color. The only issue with this is it's just going to... The only issue I could really see with that is it's just going to replace one style of overpowered team with a different style of overpowered team, because you're still going to have a bonus. There's just going to be different teams being used that are going to be utilizing that bonus. Not to mention, literally every single week will have the exact same ridiculous bonuses if you do end up going that method. Even if it was only 5% per pure color that you used, that would still end up being 20% every single week to your entire team for people that construct really good pure color teams to use against their enemy. So that probably wouldn't be the best of ideas, actually. There's a lot of things that could go wrong with it. A lot of things. Okay, we'll just throw that down. I like the concept though, but there's just too many holes in it that it's just gonna end up making another former overpowered team. A lot of the stuff that they do that ever tweak any kind of stats are gonna be weird. Like even something that I was thinking of, like maybe if they just increase the difficulty thing. Oh, cool, an arcane, a blue-purple. But then that would just make it even weirder. If they just like scaled up the difficulty a huge amount, that'd be really weird. You just fought the same guy you did while you were fighting him? Oh, that's pretty funny. That normally wouldn't happen too often. Let's see. Let's see. What was I just reading? Someone just asked something. Yep, you just found the same guy. The bonus is okay. Just keep it like it was this week. 25% for a kingdom and 25% for of a different troop. Yeah, whenever it's not having overlap and it's just a bunch of 25%, it's pretty tame. It's mainly when troops start getting 50% is when things start getting wild. But multiple troops having 25% isn't really that big a deal, especially when they're not even that good or in the meta. Because right now it's just Wild Folk and the Urskas, neither of which are used at all. There isn't a single thing in either of them other than Ragnagord. Ragnagord is the only troop in either of those two categories that are even used at all. So they did pick ridiculously tame ones. They not only did the 25% spread, but they also picked tame troop types. They don't always have to pick tame troop types, but yeah, if they could make it so they would more consistently only give 25% and basically give no 50% out, I think it would be fine. Because only when it really starts becoming an issue is at 50%, because that really can change a troop. That's, of course, basically like if you had a whole team of 50% running against a team with 50%, it's basically a 6 versus 4 battle that you have to do, in theory, stat-wise at least. And that's quite a bit of a disadvantage, not to mention you're already at the disadvantage of having to use a pure color team whenever you end up doing battle, which of course will restrict you even more. Yeah, I generally stick with Exploders for my fastest teams. Exploders aren't always the fastest, but based on how they change gem spawners, I prefer just sticking with Exploders, because many of my fast gem spawning teams that I used to use do not actually work anymore, unfortunately. I think half the stuff from my fastest teams video I did, it's kind of out of date already. even though it was supposed to last for quite a while. I wasn't expecting them to completely overhaul such a core mechanic like they did. Okay, well, we'll go just throw that down. And poke, and down it goes. And we have no follow-up. What's new? So we'll just take it around. The only struggle that alignment has, I mean that converts have, is trying to get alignment. If it wasn't for that, these teams would be perfect. But sometimes you just can't get the right board to really be able to function. And then it just elongates. And sometimes it elongates to the point where you will miss and then die. Let's see, we'll just throw... I guess we'll try Fracture Turn. Ah, we didn't get it off the purple. But we did get our Enrage and all that, so we'll throw that down for extra damage. Enrage does work correctly, by the way, for any of you that didn't hear me from the previous video. But yeah, they fixed all the glitches that were happening, like with keys too. When you're opening a bunch of keys, they end up fixing that too, and all that kind of stuff. I really like the Guild War is right now. The only thing that should be changed are the rewards. Mainly gold, like 10 times what it is right now. Yeah, the gold reward is pretty low. A lot of the rewards these days for things are a little bit unscaled. The only reward system I feel like is 100% perfectly balanced is the tier rewards. These tier rewards are pretty balanced throughout the entire game, even though later in the game these do seem relatively low. But as far as like early game and then scaling upwards, I find this to be pretty balanced for how easily you can get to rank 1. And the 46 glory keys, regardless of how... 46 glory keys and all the glory, regardless of where you are in the game, is always really nice from that. So I think that's scaled pretty well. Everything else, not so much. Like if you go check the ranked rewards for getting on the leaderboard, that's not really scaled that much. Though I do kind of prefer it that way, or else it'd be a little bit ridiculous. And as far as Guild Wars, yeah, if you go into Guild Wars and check the rewards, it is really, really weirdly scaled, particularly on the gold. And the gems for lower guilds are also a little bit weirdly scaled, particularly in relative to the cost of actually upgrading these sentinels. Actually, I think these amount of gems would be fine if they actually reduced down the sentinel costs a little bit. Like, not a huge amount. Like, if they toned it down about 25%, the guild sentinels costs, and just kept these gem rewards, it would actually be really nice. But as far as gold, yeah, they could do it 10 times to this, and that would still barely be anything. The reward should be like 1,500,000. Or then again, maybe they should even scale that sharply too. There's also the other issue where there's just like this huge increase as far as what the top few guilds get. The top few guilds get like 100% of the rewards almost. It feels like they get like 90% of the rewards, and then you go down and it's just like dwindles. And then if you're not even in bracket 1, this is everything from bracket 1 down. This is just the #1 bracket in the game. And then if you look at everything else, it's like, oh, smaller into irrelevancy. Though I don't even think there really is too many like active guilds in 1,000 plus, to be honest. I feel like almost every guild in the game that's even remotely active is at least 400 plus. Because there are like thousands upon thousands of guilds, but many of these guilds are like excessively dead, to the point that you just pass them like almost instantly. Hello, Chris. Welcome. Gem spawning is not that bad in your opinion? It's still kind of bad. It's not the worst thing out there. It's just nowhere near as good as it used to be. And because of that, I just feel like it's bad. But yeah, it's not like horrible, but it's just nowhere near what it used to be. And that's what I was used to. And I just feel like their consistency compared to other options isn't as viable these days compared to as what it was before the nerf. Okay, how do we go about this? You have to go either brown, purple, or red. No. Red, purple. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I just gave him 5 times green from a sky gem. Good job. There was no way of knowing that, though. And he already has a famine. And we already lost. So that didn't take long. Okay. Well, we'll try the other route. Let's go try getting him up. He cleansed his stun, so he can drain us now. if he so chooses, and he will so choose. Throw this down again. There we go. On the second miss with the same ability, he gets famine again. Don't miss. There we go. Now, can we get this rolling? All you have to do is infinitely loop. 1, 2. Not enough mana. We'll throw in Furnace. Oh no. Ooh. Ooh, no! No! Okay, well. Should maybe try Kahn for the other option. Oh, we'll go on a purple. Oh, of course. Oh, good. He has 0 attack. Oh, he still lives on. The Elamagrim still lives on with the 0 attack. Coming in for the save. Because that was from him, of course. Can you stop getting mana? Okay, this is over. Maybe one more Lucky and Furnace would be our last hope. So let's try for that. Come on, luck. You got this. Oh, good. We got this. Sweet. There we go. Yeah, well, on PC, gem spawning is bad. If you're on console or something, you wouldn't even notice anything different with gem spawning. You'll notice it in about a month or two. You'll notice it on console. But if you're a PC player, I think mobile doesn't even have it yet, but if you're a PC player, you definitely notice the difference in gem spawning. It is very, very hefty. What's that one commercial? Hefty, hefty, hefty. That's actually probably pretty old too. Do they even run those anymore? The hefty commercials? Do any of you remember the hefty commercials? Or at least anyone in America? I don't know if they localized it anywhere else. They were basically like strong paper towels or something. Okay, what do we do here? Pick the blue. Pick the red. Get Spare Foxed. And I guess we'll just take a brown somewheres. As I take a red because there's no brown options. If we can get one more extra turn, he cannot mana drain us. That would be really annoying if he mana drains us with what little bit he has. Oh, I didn't even see the extra turn down there. Fail. I could have actually gotten one. Didn't even realize there was one for free. Bad board to do this on, but we are going to try. Oh, we actually got it. Nice. Double the brown. And what do we do from here? Move that out the way so we get better board set up for the next cast. And now we double purple. No! He saw. No, actually that was a pretty bad board to cast on. Throw out Grim. Into a troll. And okay, good. It did drain the right one. So we'll do that and get it going. Throw down the purples, double. Get another one down. And let's match. There we go. Hello, Humberto. Welcome. You think the redeem code page is fixed? There's no longer that error. Oh, is it? Oh, let me go check. Are redeem codes fixed? I actually didn't bother checking because I just assumed they wouldn't have fixed it yet. It might be fixed. Oh, well, in that case, redeem code tonight. And we'll make up for it on Monday and Monday. We'll make up for it on Friday and Saturday too. We'll probably give out at least minimum 2 on both those days, maybe even 3. But yeah, if those are working, let me go double check game code. Let me go get the most recent one we had and double check that one, and then go check the other one. Where'd it go? 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 Where is it? I know where the redeem code thingy is. I'm looking for my actual redeem codes is what I'm looking for right now. Haven't had to go retrieve them. They're buried in all my private messages right now. I believe this is the post that had them all. Well, there's some codes. Found a couple. Did I mark them yet? No, I already used all of these. Unless there's new ones. Huh. Did I never get new codes? I may have never gotten new codes. I thought I asked her. Could be that she didn't give it to me. That earned her in a different post. 1 second. Let me see if I can find a new code. There should be a code somewhere here. I almost know for sure I didn't use all of them. None of those. No. Guild stuff. Guild stuff. More guild stuff. More guild stuff. Redeem codes. Me asking a question. Did I use all of these? Yes, I did. Ooh. Why is that one not marked? Oh no, a couple of these aren't marked yet. So these might still be alive. So let's go check this one. We'll check this one and see if it's alive. It's alive! No, I don't know if it is yet. Let's see. Let's type in my invite code. Let's type in the code. I'm not a robot. Redeem and success! We got it. Redeem codes are back and running. Sweet. Okay. Well, good news, everyone. Redeem codes are back. There we go. Redeem codes are back. I'll make sure to announce that on Friday when we do our stream. Well, technically we're announcing it now. But, there we go. I'll probably announce it in the title then. But yeah, redeem codes are working. We got it. I should probably re-explain how to even use redeem codes at this point. It's been such a while now. It's been almost like 2 months, it feels. Maybe it wasn't that long. It has felt like forever, though. But, yeah, let me go get the link for that, where you end up using it. 1 second. Paste that in. Copy that. Copy. Control-C. Control-V. And there we go. There's the redeem code and the page that you use on, or you just go to gemsofwar.com and go under game code. What you do is you type in your invite code and then the code, and then you just click redeem. You'll get stuff in your in-game mail. And yeah, it's just a normal small amount of rewards. As far as where your invite code is, if you go under settings, it says it right at the bottom of your settings. This says invite code and then whatever your invite code is. Don't type in mine. Type in whatever yours is on this page. But yeah. And, oops, that's not where you collect it. You collect it over here underneath mail. And then it'll say you got a redeem code. And then it's the normal reward of 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Not that many resources, but it helps. It's a little bit. And as tradition, let's open up the 1 gem key and see what trash we get. A runic, red runic. That's actually one of the best drops I could have gotten, surprisingly. I do need more red runics. Well, I kind of don't, but out of all the runics, I believe that is my lowest one. Yes, that is true. So technically, yes, I did need that the most, at least out of any runic drop anyways. But yeah, redeem codes are working again finally. Wow, it's been ages since those things were up. It has been a very, very long time. Half of this year we haven't had redeem codes. Hopefully they are fixed for good at this point. If they're not fixed for good, that's going to be a little annoying if they go offline again. It's like, yay, we got redeem codes back 2 weeks later. Oh, well, there they go again. But we got them. Make sure to use it. I'm pretty sure it'll last a while, though, because no one actually really knows that they're working again. Or I don't think people would know. I don't think too many people bother checking that page every single day. It's like, our redeem code's working today. Let's see. But yeah, but no problem. Okay, you better not Scion us. Okay, good. That's perfectly fine if you... Oh, wait, we're frozen. Fail, 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 fail. I haven't been seeing as many Queen Mabs lately, so I'm starting to not play against her correctly. Because I'm so used to not having to play against her. I don't know why Queen Mab has fallen off the meta so hard recently. She's actually still amazingly powerful. Even though she's not really used on PC anymore, or mobile. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe because, I don't know. I know on console it's literally all you fight. Because Valkyrie Justice Queen Mab is more broken on console right now than it has ever been on PC mobile. It has never been more broken on console than it is right now in the game's history. It is very, very broken and won't be fixed until its next patch. Okay, well, let's go and move that over. Throw down the Gorgolfa and go from there. Please don't drain. Good. Gives us a little bit of time. Too bad we didn't have enough to kill it with that skull. That would have been a great, great instance right there. We'll just try for some blues. We miss off the cascade. Obviously, I wasn't trying to do it from the swipe. Just trying to do it from the cascade. And, oh, we can't drop it. But I am going to have to do this. There's no way I'm not going for the skull. But then again, never mind. We have Christina's kill now. Never mind. We're not going for the skull that I just said I wasn't not going to go for. So let's move that down. Get our skull poke. And move on from there. Let's take a brown. Gotta watch out on the famine. Oh, he has amnesia now. That's not good. Oh, and he has famine now. That's also not good. Okay, he's getting scroll distracted. That is good. And extra turn. That is very good. Please, another extra turn. Okay, scroll distract. That's fine. It's pretty much the same thing. And down it goes. Oh, you got a berserker from it. Nice. I should probably just open all my gem keys. Wait, then again. Wait, when do we need to use gem keys next? Probably for the next mythic. When is next mythic coming? Let me double check. I probably won't throw my gem keys yet. But when is my, or when do we use event keys next? Or at least when I mean, not event keys, sorry, gem keys. I don't believe there's a, oh, never mind, you would use event keys for that, never mind. So yeah, gem keys would be the next mythic. So when is next mythic? Next mythic is the Forest of, no, Mr. Scales. No, yeah, Mr. Scales mythic, August 4th. August 4th is going to be the Mr. Scales mythic, which does true damage and summons a bunch of bone demons. Assuming it still does what it's supposed to do from earlier. So they probably have all the art and everything for that. So August 4th is when I'll throw down all my gem keys. That should give us enough time to farm up around 400 gem keys or so. Maybe up to 500. Also, I just noticed what the next troop next week is. I don't believe I have the file for that, but it looks pretty cool. I need to keep asking Salty each week to get all the files for the following week. I need to make sure I keep doing that. Because my visual files are either outdated compared to what they're releasing, or I just don't have them. Like this wisp that's coming next Monday. I do not have the file for that. It looks pretty cool. Normally don't really see wisps. Almost looks like a heart-shaped wisp in a way because of how its ears are. It looks kind of like what, oh, what's the troop called? The Forest Guardian, kind of. How it has its ears, just a little bit different. Doesn't seem that good. Let's see. Dispel all enemies. Charm a random enemy. Jumble the board and gain an extra turn. Oh wait, never mind. That's actually amazing. Dispels all enemies, charm a random ally, jumble the board, and gain an extra turn. Also, jumbling the board, do you know how long it has been? Oh, and it starts with empowered. Oh, never mind, I lied. Next week's troop is, if they leave that as is going to be ridiculously amazing. Wow. This is what I'm looking at, by the way. Let me go bring that up. I'm looking at this little thing. Window... That one. That thing. That little wisp you see there. But yeah, dispel all enemies, charm a random enemy, jumble the board, and gain an extra turn off of empowered. Plus it has magic link and stealthy. So you can't even like spirit fox it either. That has potential. That has a lot of potential. Especially if they don't nerf it. It's going to almost be like the Manticore. It's basically going to be like what Manticore was when it used to have empowered, except used slightly differently. It'll be cool to have Jumble again. There's almost nothing in this game that has Jumble. Quite a few things used to have Jumble, but they were pretty much all removed. The only things that have it now are ssaszix, which only has at a % chance. Plus, it's a completely useless troop. The only good thing about it is it has the highest HP in the entire game. But that doesn't really matter because everything else about it is so ridiculously bad that it never gets used. Warspinx is currently the only viable thing in the entire game that has Jinx. I mean, that has Jumble. But all it does is jumble the board and then gain an extra turn. Compared to what this thing does, the other thing does, this troop is almost irrelevant. The only good positive side it has is Impervious. But that rarely ever comes into play. So that'll be cool having this new troop. I believe there's one weapon that does it too. One or two. But yeah, there's this one, which is the Stone Hammer. Deal damage to an enemy, 1 to adjacent enemies, and then jumble the board. That one's extremely outdated and completely useless. So yeah, no jumble effects are really overly used or really used at all because Warspinx is basically the only viable option. And as of next week, there will be another option. So that'll be cool. They're finally adding a good troop. But yeah, we'll definitely have to cover that in depth. Because if they're adding that troop next week as is, there is a lot of things we can do with that. Also, if you don't buy enough red purples this week, next week is red purple again, by the way. So don't buy too many corrupt Urskas. Just invest into next week because the troop that you actually get next week is way more valuable than the one you get this week. Wish I would have noticed that earlier. Or I would have said that in the video today too. Well, I kind of said that you didn't really have much a need to spend glory on it. if you're using event keys. I didn't specifically say to wait for next week though, because I didn't actually realize it at the time that next week is actually really good troop. It's almost like legend quality kind of troop, and it's only an ultra rare, which will be kind of nice. So it'll be cheap for people to get. Okay. Oops, let me bring chat back up. I can't even see it right now. Oh, no problem for the redeem code, Adrian. And you got a Manticore. Thanks for your time. Gems for gem chests versus VIP chests, which is better to invest your stuff in. Oh, which one is better? I would say generally, if you're just starting out in Gems of War, it is better to invest into the gem chests instead of VIP chests. That might seem a little weird, but this mainly is because you need to try accumulating all the ultra rares and runic trait stones that you're going to be needing. Generally, when you're first starting out, you just keep throwing you buy 50 bulks of gem chests, and then once you get later into the game, once you feel like you have a good amount of troops, once most of your ultra rares are basically legendary or mythic, you then start buying the VIP chests. And ideally, you want to buy VIP chests in 50 bulks. If you can't afford 50 bulks, you should probably still just keep doing gem chests. It's not too big a deal if you can't buy 50 bulks, but just keep in mind that if you're ever not buying gem-related keys in 50 bulks, you're essentially losing more gems than you could be saving, because you get a slight discount every single time you do it in 50 bulk. There isn't any drop rate change, it's the exact same drop rate, but you save a small percentage of your gems, and that really stacks up over time if you always only buy 50 bulks. Of course, you would have to be patient enough to actually wait to be able to afford a 50 bulk, but if you're patient enough, then it's worth it to wait. Hello, Ajak, welcome. No problem for the code. Yeah, anyone just getting here, make sure to use the redeem code below. You use it at gemsofwar.com underneath the game code. You just put in your invite code in game, and yeah, you just put your invite code in game, and then put the code in there into the code thingy where it asks for the redeem code, and then you're good to go. There's one thing I forgot to mention. If you're on the console version, it will not work. It will only work if you're on PC or mobile. I always forget to mention that. But yeah, it does unfortunately only work on PC, mobile. Console, it does not. Unless they changed that recently, but I'm pretty sure they haven't. Actually, has anyone claimed it on console yet, or tried to? One of you could probably end up telling me that. If anyone has, or if anyone is playing on console right now and has a console account and could try it real quick, let me know. I'm pretty sure it won't work, but I am curious if it would. Because that might have been something they just recently tweaked that I don't know about. Since they just pretty much fixed it today. I know, it's finally working again. It's been weeks now, almost months. But it's finally working again. You're patient enough with Elamagrim. You're on rank 2 guild on Xbox. Use 7,500 gems on VIP, 400 gem keys, 1,200 glory keys, 0 Elamagrim. Ouch. Ouch. Wow. You found a Dragon Soul. Nice, Dustin. Yeah, that is a really good find. You can solo entire teams with just Dragon Soul. All you have to do is put 3 dragons on your team, put a Dragon Soul in there, set your banner to the +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow, and you just won the entire game. Pretty much. Dragon Soul is that powerful that alone is enough to win most battles. Not all battles. There's definitely battles you would still struggle with if you use that team. But, yeah, it's one of the easiest troops to be able to build the best teams in the game with, because it requires so little as far as rarity to be able to synergize with it. You could literally put 3 commons on this team, and it would still destroy like crazy. You could put like 3 dragon eggs. Well, actually, that would be a pretty bad team, but you technically could get away with putting 3 dragon eggs on your team and still win with a Dragon Soul. Also, we did do a video a while back. We won a battle using only Dragon Soul. Like, from the beginning of the battle, just one Dragon Soul against an entire team. And it was actually an established team, too. It wasn't like some kind of weak team deliberately. It was an actual good team. Though that doesn't always happen. Though it is possible. It definitely is possible if you get lucky enough. Please tell me one thing, if you can. The weapons we get stronger depending on your hero level. Yes, you do get better weapons generally as you level up your hero's mastery. It's dependent on your hero masteries, what the weapons that you get. There's a full list of the things. Let me go get the full list as far as what level you get every single weapon. Generally, the best weapons you get are 40-40 of the colors. Like, for example, if you go and search all of your weapons and then you go check that and you see which ones are which. For example, if you go and see, like, the brown reds, and then, like, any weapon that you see in the show all thing, if it's a brown red, then you need 40 red, 40 brown. If it's, like, a green blue, then you need 40 green, 40 blue, so on and so forth. But, yeah, let me go get all of the weapon sheet thing for you. So, actually, let me not do it as a table. Let me do it as a weapon list. That might be a little bit more convenient. Actually, let me do it as a table. I'm not quite sure which one you'd like more. But, well, here's it is as a table. But yeah, that link right there, ashtender.com thingy, that thing, it shows it as a table thing. Oh, it's not working on console? Ah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, it is still on a PC mobile. But the link I just posted shows you the, everything you would need to know about the weapons. It has a full database right there of every single weapon, their mana costs, and their requirements. Oh wait, that page doesn't actually show you the requirements immediately. I think there might be a toggleable option in the top left. Yeah, there is. I probably should have sent you the page with that on. But if you check on the top left, you can toggle requirements as well. Me toggling it, I don't believe toggles it for you, unfortunately. But there, under the choose columns option, there's a undo the auto and click requirement on that page. And it'll bring up all the requirements shown visually for you next to each weapon. And that's what you need to do to be able to unlock each one of those weapons for your hero. Let's see. Oh, if you try redeeming the code and it says your username doesn't exist, make sure you use all caps. And if you are using all caps, if you have a number after your name, like if it says, like, for your name, if it said Pokemon 1, it's actually Pokemon _1, the little underscore button, which is the one that basically looks like a minus. Actually, it's right next to the plus button. Click shift and then that button, and then type in a number. There's an invisible underscore between the number at the end of your name and between the end of your name and the number that's added at the end, if there happens to be one. My name happens to not have it. If you do have a number after your name, that generally means you weren't the first to create that account. But anyone who is the absolute first just has whatever their name is as their invite code. Like you can see with mine, it's just simply tacit because I was the only person that claimed the name initially. But then they start doing a number system. I think they have like a completely different system now. Like if you make a new account, I think it will say, like if I try to make an account again on tacit, it would say like tacit underscore and then like 4 random letters or something. They have a really weird system for invite codes now. It's really easy to tell who had the invite codes before the other system and who has the invite codes after the other system. That is your invite code? Let's see. That should end up working. Let me see, I'll go try using it real quick. Your invite code. Oh, what was the redeem code? Oh, there it is. Do the redeem code. O D. I'm not a robot. Huh. Yeah, it said I was not able to find the user. I'm not quite sure why that happened. Maybe if we do your name without an underscore, maybe it would work. Maybe it's the underscore that's making it not work in that instance. You could try it both ways. Let me see. Try it again. Oh, why is that going? That's weird. That scared me for a moment. My intro is so loud. I do need to do that a little bit lower sometimes. When I'm not expecting it and it just comes out of nowhere, it's like, oh, whoa. What was that? Yeah, it's not... I don't know why, but your code isn't going through. Are you on console? Because it only works on PC and mobile. But, yeah, I typed in your code 2 different ways. But yeah, if you're on console, you can't claim the redeem codes, unfortunately. It only works for PC and mobile. But yeah, I tried it both ways and it didn't work. Let's see. Did I miss anything else in all that? Oh yeah, most weapons do damage based on your hero's magic thing. Your magic stat. Yeah, hero classes give you additional magic too. Every single one is based on a specific color. They give you an extra mastery bonus. They also give you an extra magic bonus. Normally only the magic one is the relevant one though. The other bonus is pretty much irrelevant due to how mastery works in this game. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's still not working on console then. It's definitely not working on console, the invite codes, or not the invite codes, the redeem code things. Oh, that's unfortunate. But at least we have it back for PC mobile. They did say a long while back that they were going to try to get it on console. I believe they kind of gave up because mainly Sony. I think Sony was preventing them due to policy from being able to implement something like redeem codes. So that they weren't able to. For a small period of time, they also had to disable it due to Apple having some kind of policy where they had to change how they did it. It's actually why it's on their website instead of in the game itself. It had to do something with one of Apple's policies on how they actually initially implemented it. It used to be really convenient when it was actually in the game. All you had to do was just go into the little code area, just type it in, and then boom, you got it right in. Very simple. Very, very simple before. But now it's a little bit more annoying, but still. At least they still have them for free stuff. Also, if you guys still want me to do any teams, just let me know. For the most part, there isn't much to go over since most of the stuff we kind of already covered in the video. And everything that we did need to go over, we kind of already went over during the weekend. But if there is anything like the new troops you want me to show, any specific ones, like the legend, maybe we'll go use the legend again with the skull spam. Skull spam really is the only viable option with them. The main issue is there wasn't really any new team created out of the most recent kingdom. It might be the first kingdom in a long while where when it was added, no new teams were, or no new meta was actually created. There might be a meta in the future regarding the new enrages, but as it currently stands, they don't really appear to be particularly effective. And the best one that they added, it's better just using a Entangle Alpha Sylvani more than it is to use the new legend. In most cases, not all cases, but in most cases. What's the worst ever team to use and try to win with? Probably 4 peasants. No, actually 4. We probably had worse than that before. I think it was 4 mummified kings. Have we done that yet? I think we have at some point. I don't remember. 4 fortress gates would be literally the worst though. And I've never done that before, mainly because it would take forever. It would take forever upon forever. How much damage does a fortress gate have these days? Fortress gates. Because he technically has base attack of 0. Yeah, Fortress Gate does 13 damage. That would take forever to win with 4 Fortress Gates. He also has no damage whatsoever off of anything he does. All it does is gain armor. Such a very small amount of skulls. And yeah, that battle would take very, 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 very long to have to win. And would obviously not be viable to do whatsoever. But that would technically be the absolute worst. Miners? What about miners? Dwarven miners? I feel like Dwarven miners would be better than Fortress Gates. Because it still has Impervious, but it also has a higher attack value than Fortress Gates. It still has Impervious, but it still has a higher attack value than Fortress Gates. So I do think they would be better than Fortress Gates if you were to use 4 of them. They'd still be horrible, but they'd be slightly quicker. They do almost twice the damage as a Fortress Gate. I think mine do about like 28, I want to say. I don't exactly remember off the top of my head the amount of damage they do. The suggested team has been named. What name? The suggested team... Wait, never mind, I just read that twice. When is the crafting system coming? The crafting system for PC and mobile will likely be here before September. Either very early September or late August. No official date was given, but based on when the kingdom is coming out to the date that they end up switching it to, it would appear to be somewhere in that general ballpark of time. But yeah, it hasn't been confirmed, but likely early spring or late August, one of the two, is approximately when it's going to be coming. A peasant without casting image. Yeah, is that glitch still occurring? I know there was a glitch earlier where troops would come in summoned without their border and with broken text. Hello, Holog! Welcome! Glad you could join us. How's the other account going? The rebuild. We'll be making our own another account too soon. Or kind of soonish. When the new patch comes out, we will be making a new account. Maybe not like immediately when it comes out, but very soon after it comes out, we will be starting our third Gems of War account. Or technically fourth. Third that isn't my main. And we'll be messing with that, doing all of our tutorial stuff along that, and just seeing what the game is like, starting from scratch again. It is a lot of fun starting from this game in scratch. That is something I absolutely love doing, which is one of the reasons why I do like the roguelike genre of gaming. I like starting from absolutely nothing and then building and just seeing what kind of progress we can get, having more experience than what you had before. Because it's still like pretty much the same, but you have way more experience. Though with Gems of War, it's going to be quite a bit different though this time around, because we're going to have crafting system. And depending on how they implement that, that could really change how we go about getting our resources. Guild War hiatus probably postponed the crafting system. I believe the date that I just mentioned is already the postponed date. I don't know if they're going to double postpone it, because technically it was going to come like within the next month. But it seems like it's going to be more like towards the 2 months-ish area. But yeah, I don't believe them working on Guild Wars right now has postponed it too much. And if it did, then maybe it'll just be mid-September instead of early September or something. 3 dragon eggs and the dragon soul. If you lose, you need to shave the ferret off your shin. I actually will be getting this off soon. Some people like it, some people hate it. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm probably getting rid of it this weekend, most likely. And getting a haircut as well. Normally, I just grow it out for like a couple months and then just shave everything off. You keep skipping your typing. Read the suggested them above. Sorry, what was that? I just read it. I read it. I read your suggested team. I don't know if I want to do it though, but I guess we will. I don't think we can do it on 3 trophy though. I was kind of joking when I mentioned that earlier, using Dragon Soul with 3 dragon eggs, but I guess we can do that. Why not? We'll see what happens. Okay, well, there goes all of our manas. Take our greens up, get Apothecary down, go from there. So we'll get our blues away, throw down Shagra, throw down Keeper, and that's match. I probably shouldn't have done that on brown, because now that leaves us with less options. Oh, never mind, we still have options. Less is still some, and there we go. That's match. So let's go do the dragon eggs with the dragon soul, why not? See how that pans out. Why is the console so slow on updates compared to PC mobile? Well, before it was because they were on different code base. Now, I'm not quite sure why console is slower, because they're both coded almost exactly the same. Well, I shouldn't say almost exactly the same, but they're both using the same language of coding now, compared to before when they were both using 2 completely different coding languages. So it's easier for them to be able to update console now and PC both simultaneously, and mobile and all that. Well, actually, mobile hasn't shifted over yet, but they will be soon. And at that point, it will make it a lot easier for them to be able to ship out the updates for console. I believe their current focus is on 2 things, or 3 things. Kingdoms. Nimhain made a post a couple days ago, or actually like a day or 2, saying that she's going to be making a post soon, detailing some of the changes that they're going to be making to Kingdom soon. The second thing they're working on is beta testing and getting bug fixed the mobile version, because they want to get that updated to PC speed as quickly as possible. Then they'll likely work over to console. And the third thing, of course, is Guild Wars. They're working to try to fix Guild Wars in the next 2, 3, 4-ish weeks in order to get that out and back into the public for us to use. So, yeah, those I believe are the 3 main things they're working on right now, as far as things. Plus, they fixed redeem codes, so that's another thing they worked on. And yeah, oh yeah, let me go do that one team and see how that pans out and how badly we lose. Let me go against not Devour. Gosh, that would be Devour. Sure, we'll go with this. That's probably even worse than what I just had in my other option, but we'll go with this, I guess. Probably even worse. You know what? This actually is worse. We'll die like 1 or 2 shot to it. There we go. That's still horrible, but we'll go for it. Horrible as in it will destroy us. So let's go do this. Dragon egg. Dragon egg. Dragon egg. Oops, wrong one. And the D. And Dragon Soul Banner. Oh no! Dragon Soul Banner conflicts with it. Oh well. It's better to have Dragon Soul up quickly than it is to have a bunch of eggs up quickly. So I'll roll with this and see how badly we lose. If you have your Warlock Valkyrie Warlock team and you just got Dragon Soul, should you replace the Valkyrie? Most likely yes. In many instances you would end up replacing it. Really depends how much magic you're getting from it. But I do assume that your Dragon Soul is getting more magic than your Valkyrie. And yeah, you're almost every instance you would be better just putting the Dragon Soul there. Watching you painfully put this team together humors me. That's funny. Okay, well, let's see what we can do out of this. Really bad board at the moment, and I just gave him purples and a skull. Well, that's not good. We'll bait out the purple if we can. So we need him to take the brown. Oh no, anything I do will bait out ourselves. No, I can do that. But that doesn't help us color-wise. There he goes. He finally took it the way we need them to go. Takes red, unfortunately. We don't have any drop. Move that over. Take the purple. Come on, full mana. Where are you? Gonna lose the egg soon. Up, and there goes Famine. Yep, there goes Famine. And there goes even more Famine. Alright, we'll smooth that over. Nothing else there. Do we even have a move here? Yeah, we do. Green. Hello, green. Take the purple. Take the purple again. Dragon Soul it. Too bad that one egg. I need the other egg getting mana. There we go. So that we can feed the color into the other one once that dies. So let me... Which one do we go for here? Let's do Dragon Soul and hope we get alignment for him taking a skull. Perfect. Now we throw Dragon Egg number 1. Then Dragon Egg number 2. If we even get a chance. Actually, never mind. We're not even going to get to do... Actually, we didn't even need to do Dragon Egg number 2. So we'll just take some reds. He's kind of blocking us at the moment. But he's about to give us a bunch of purples, so that could be useful. So 1 killed. Okay, he just gave himself purple, and he was selfish. Gave us 0 purples. Okay, he takes purple again. And there doesn't appear to be any way for us to get to our colors. We'll move that over again. Still no way for us to... Oh, never mind. We can take that purple. Perfect. And then Dragon Soul. That will give us the Dragon Transform. Transformers, go! Let's it go. Oh, wow! Really? Really? Why? Oh, that's great. Oh, why? 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 The baby dragon just transformed into Dragon Eggs. Oh, gosh. Oh, why? What even just happened? Why? Oh. Anyways, that happened. Where were we? Well, let's start the game over again. We're probably gonna die on Dragon Soul any moment now. Wow. Anyways, we lost. But that happened. That was worth it. That was still worth it. Why? Anyways, we lost. Yeah. But we did that for fun. Technically, you could get away with that early on in the game. Obviously, you wouldn't go for that specific team. I was joking when I said it earlier. You'd go with something like a, you'd still put a Dragon Egg on your team, But you'd also go like Dragon Tar and like Dragonian Monk or something. Depends what you have as options. Yes, baby dragon can be transformed back into a egg. It's really, really weird. It can't be transformed back into another baby dragon, which used to be possible. But it is still possible for it to transform into an egg. Which, yeah, that just happened at like a 1 out of 20 chance or something. However many dragons there are in the game, there's a 1 out of that many chance that I'll become an egg again. And it just happened. Well, yeah. That was great. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. That was great. It was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Okay. Well, we have nothing to do here. Let me try minimizing its capability of getting an extra turn. So we'll move that over. And then we'll take that. Thank you very much. And then we'll just take the blue. He doesn't have too many options for the giant spider to be able to use it. Though we don't have any options for our apothecary either, so I guess we're even in that regard. Okay, he misses, which is to be expected with the board he had. But we also don't have anything to do. Guess we'll do it on purple. Then we can get it going. There we go, and that's match. Oh, no, that would have been bad if that was a swipe. Kept misclicking. And that's match. What would you say are some of the worst casts in the game? For you, it's the explode 1 gem. There's a destroy 1 gem. There's 2. Actually, do you know what the absolute worst cast is in the entire game? It's this right over here. It's this item. Purple. This. This is the worst cast in the entire game. 6 mana costs. Destroy 1 single gem. There is nothing in the game worse than a Dusty Tome. Not a single thing. Not even remotely close to this bad. Actually, Dwarven Miner. Well, not even Dwarven Miner. It's only 3 mana costs, and it has a good chance of giving you a lot of gold. Not even Dwarven Miner is that bad. 6 mana costs, destroy a single gem. Nothing comes even close to being that bad. Even Mummified King is better than that. Ogre is worse? Ogre's not that bad. Which ogre? Ogre? Ogre. Ogre? Ogre's not that bad. Exploder well, actually he is. From a cast perspective. But it's still better than destroying 1 gem. But it's a random explode though. There's a difference between destroying 1 gem and exploding a random gem. A random explode will destroy, or well, it will explode, I should say, 1 single gem, which technically can destroy up to as many as 9, but you only get 70% of the mana. Whereas a tome will, even this at its worst, will hit 4 colors and gain 70% of that mana. A tome will only hit 1 color. And while you do get to choose it, anything that you can do with a 1 destroy, you can do with a swipe. Whereas an ogre, things that he randomly does with this, you can't normally do with a swipe. So it's a bit different. But yeah, ogre is the worst as far as troops are concerned. That is pretty bad. But he does have higher stats that makes up for it. But if you're basing him only on a what is this cast kind of basis, yeah, ogre as far as troops are concerned is one of the worst casts. The other one would be, of course, Mummified King. And Dwarven Miner would be up there as well, of course. I wouldn't really consider Peasant as one. If Peasant had great traits, he would be an amazing troop just with the ability that he has. It's mainly his traits that hold him back for the most part. The only good thing he has is Jinx. I think it's traits and the fact he doesn't have any secondary effect. Like if he did his ability, but also gains like 15 HP or something, or some attack, or did literally anything additional to what it does, it would be a completely different story, even if he didn't have the traits either. Alright, well, we'll move that over into blues, apothecary time, go from there. You're intrigued as to what others are just as bad. Yeah, I know, Destroy a Gem is pretty awful, but we just kind of went over all of them. It's really just Mummified King, Ogre, Dwarven Miner, Some people consider Peasant. I personally don't consider him as one. And Dusty Tome and a few other of the hero weapons. Actually, if we tore apart hero weapons, there's actually a lot of them that are useless. Those don't really count though. Plus some of them are almost discontinued in a way, mainly because they're not really that easily available, at least until the crafting system or some other new system comes in that makes it easier. Peasant should be anti-famine, and maul. That would be pretty funny if Peasant was able to be an anti-famine, like instantly kill famine. Put a peasant on your team, instantly kills all famines. What is the best single kingdom team you can think of? Which kingdom is the most overpowered right now? That's actually a good question. I believe it's Dragon's Claw. Back in the day, it used to be Whitehelm, but most of the troops that used to be really, really good in Whitehelm, they never really got nerfed, but they fell off the meta pretty hard. Not nerfed, but fell off. I don't think anything was really ever nerfed, except for Lady Sapphira, back when she was the best troop in the game. That was the only thing from Whitehelm that was ever nerfed in the past, I believe. But yeah, I believe it's Dragon's Claw right now is the best pure team. We can go make something out of it after this battle. Or maybe now, because I think we already just lost. Wow. That's not good. Let's go move that down. Okay, he missed. That helps us out a lot. So we can make a comeback now. Especially since we're not frozen on anything somehow. Which is really, really good. If that would have missed, it would have been battle over. Luckily we did not. Oh, there we go. Speaking of battle over. You keep skipping your message. Oh, sorry. What did you say? Your new account is doing good. When you make your new account, you should join Game Breakers. I might. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to be joining it. I do want to make sure it's somewhat more of a casual guild because I'm not going to be playing on the account excessively, but we will of course be playing on it. So what is the best pure color or best pure kingdom team? Let me see. Pretty sure it's Dragon's Claw, but let me double check. Filter, let's see, what's all the kingdoms we have to choose from? Let me actually go look at the main menu here. I'd actually be able to tell a bit easier. So Blackhawk isn't horrible. Wild Plains bad. Leonis Empire okay, though it used to be better. Drifting Sands bad. Suncrest average. Or technically you just go for Christinex. So I guess technically never mind. I'm thinking of Silverglade. Suncrest wouldn't be good as a pure kingdom. Let's see what other one. Zolkari is average. Divinian Fields is okay. Actually has some really interesting synergy there. Actually, never mind. Divinian Fields is actually not that bad. Broken Spire, kind of average. Karkaroff, below average. Though it does have a green slime combo for some of them. Mista Scales, below average. Darkstone, way below average. Blighted Lands, average, mainly because of Amnesia. Garnock, average-ish. Dragon's Claw, probably one of the best. Kedar, slightly below average. Mainly because it just has all skull spam and no other support for it. Forest of Thorns, average-ish, mainly because Rowan is there, and you can synergize it with almost everything in the kingdom in a way. Adana, below average. Whitehelm, below average these days. Stormheim, probably around average, especially once they finally update that mythic in that kingdom. Kazale, average, mainly due to Grugoltha plus Emperina. Glacial Peaks, below average. Queen Mab's like the only viable thing, really. For the most part. And the only other one is like the Winter Wolf, and that's kind of been nerfed due to gem spawn. Pan's Veil, below average. Zhejian, average. Actually, all Goblin teams are pretty badass. Mainly in the early game, though. Later in the game, they fall off like crazy. Pride Lens is below average. Sword's Edge is below average. Actually, never mind. Sword's Edge is actually not bad, because you have the, I lied. It's Knight Coronet plus Queen Jezebel combo, which is pretty nice. Govania is average. Never mind. What am I saying? What words just came out of my mouth? Govania is actually one of the best. It has Crimson Bat plus Draculus. The only big issue with it is it doesn't have a good mana generator. You normally have to use a Banshee, which isn't enough if you were to use a pure color from that king. Grim Woods, above average. Actually, that's probably one of the best too. We all have seen the very annoying Grim Woods teams, except Giant Spider isn't there. Urskea is below average, and Silverglade is above average, mainly because it's just 4 Christinexes. So, you know, 4 Christinexes might just be it, but let me just go all Dragon Claw. So let me go Dragon Claw. I believe Dragon Claw would be the best still. So let's do Dragon Claw, and the team for that would just be, actually, let me get rid of that. Let's just go Monk. So Dragonian Monk, put that in there. Dragotar, put that in there. And a Dragonian Rogue. I believe this is the best pure color team you can, or a pure kingdom team that you can make at the moment, is this right here. The Dragonian Monk, Dragotar, Dragon Soul, Dragonian Rogue. And in we go. Oh, and the other thing I think would be better than this would be 4 times KrissTigger, which would technically be a pure Silverglade kingdom. Technically. It's not 4 different ones, but it's technically 4. Nonetheless. Why is it not showing my bonuses now I'm getting? That's weird. Did you guys notice that? It's not showing my bonus I'm getting for having 4 dragons and 4 Dragon's Claw. That's weird. We're still getting it, obviously, because all of our text are in the green. But it's not showing it on the card for whatever reason. Was that not working earlier too? Or was that something that indirectly happened as of Monday? Or as of today, I should say. Today is still Monday, or at least in my time it is still. Come to Global Chat 1. You can check your account yourself. Oh, I'm in Global Chat 1. Where are you? There you are. Whole log. There you are. Oh, it doesn't let me see your fight. Oh yeah, because I'm in a battle. I can't see where your defend team is. Well, glad it's coming along pretty well. Check how many souls you can disenchant for now. I'm not going to click that button. I don't know if the warning screen's still there. I'm not going to mess around with that. It's somewhere around 1.5 million to 2 million souls. It's some kind of ridiculously absurd number. I don't even think the crafting system will be able to burn through how many resources I have. Alright, he throws that down. We'll throw down our X for our barriers. But yeah, Dragon's Claw has so many viable troops that end up working pretty well. Some work with dragons, some work in other ways. It's just a whole team. It's almost everything in the kingdom is useful. The Moth is about the only thing not really useful in the kingdom. Oh, the Dragon Soul lived. It's going to be a Dragon Soul battle, I see. Which is the better Dragon Soul. Oh, why am I attack buffing? Well, it doesn't really matter. Let's just let our guy die. Never mind, we HP buffed him too much. We'll just kill him off a double Dragon Soul. If he doesn't kill that first. Oh no, it might die. Should I keep it alive? Nah. Not worth it. No, we lost one. Oh well. And down he goes. The other one's finished at like 100 plus attack and everything else. How'd that not kill? Oh, because we lost one of them. And we didn't hit his skull somehow. Yeah, the Dragonet is great as well. Dragonet's great for applying a lot of status effects. But yeah, whoever asked that earlier, I forgot who did. But yes, the best pure kingdom is either Dragon's Claw or Silverglade. Dragon's Claw is what we just did. Silverglade is 4 times KrissTigger. So yeah, those are basically the best 3 then for pure kingdom. Dragon Claw, Silverglade, and Magrim Woods. Next one up would probably be Divinity Fields. I could probably make a video out of that too. Maybe like a top 10. I haven't done a top 10 for ages. That'd be an interesting top 10 to kind of do. The best 10 pure kingdom teams. Maybe when the 30th kingdom comes out, we'll go do that. Because that's coming in like what, 2-ish, 3-ish months? I think early September. Early to mid-September, the next kingdom's coming. Actually, I believe the exact date, or at least the date that is currently shown, though it could change, is September 15th. So yeah, basically right in the middle, smack in the middle of September, we should be getting a new kingdom. And the crafting system should be out by then, too. Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool video to do. Maybe I'll do it before then, because we'll have a lot of other content to have to do at that point. But what the best 5 or 10 pure kingdoms are, probably just the best 5, because that would give us a definitive 5. Like Dragon's Claw. Let's see, what 5 would it be? Dragon's Claw, Divinity Fields, Silverglade, Magrim Woods, and Zhejian. But then we don't get. There's so many that we wouldn't be able to show then. Oh no, there actually is quite a few interesting combos in a couple kingdoms. Every kingdom has a really interesting kind of combo they can make. I could always just do one for every single kingdom, but that would take a long, long time. We already did the code. It's right below. And if that one's not working, we unfortunately don't have that many. I actually need to go ask what's her name for more, because I believe we only have 2 or 3 redeem codes left total, and we need to save those for this Friday and Saturday. Then again, I might be able to get more by then, but I need to go contact the devs and see if we can get more. They just got fixed today, so might take a few days until we get a couple more. But yeah, anything else you guys want me to go over? Just let me know, and then we'll go do so. Otherwise, I think I am going to be wrapping up for the night soon. So any last minute questions, teams, or anything else, let me know now. Otherwise, probably going to slowly start heading off. Let's see, what can we do here? We'll take the brown, get our enrage. What else? What else? Skull? There isn't much need for us to take a skull, but we don't really need the red either, so there we go. That was worth it. Really worth it. Is Forest Guardian a good card? Yes. Only fully traded, though. Forest Guardian, without being fully traded, is near useless. But when fully traded, it is very, very strong. It's the strongest beast support troop in the game. Nothing is a better support for a bunch of beasts than a spirit, than a nature guardian, I mean. Mainly because it gives 50% mana to all of them. This is most well-known used with Cabarrus and Giant Spider, because it's absolutely ridiculous, that kind of combo. How quickly they can get all of their mana and everything. Other combos include weird black beast teams, and you can kind of just mess around with other kind of like various teams with it. Generally, it's only ever used in those two though. A Cabarrus Giant Spider team or a super black beast team are about the only two things it's really used for. You could technically use it with any beasts, but those are the primary two. I guess the third one is maybe if you have a Wolf Garrick. It is occasionally used with Wolf Garrick teams. That was pretty popular last week due to the bonus it had, though on a normal week that wouldn't really be something that people generally use when it doesn't have any bonus. I don't really use it for any teams at the moment these days. It's not really a troop I try utilizing, because most beasts don't really synergize that well with each other, for the most part. And the few that do have actually gotten nerfed recently, just due to how good the combo already was of Forest Guardian with them. Yeah, Cabarrus is basically one of the only viable things to use it for. There are a few others, but it's the most viable one. Cabarrus, Giant Spider, Forest Guardian, Cabarrus, Frozen Banner. Been testing a green team with Forest Guardian, Finnair, with Forest Guardian. Finnair, Forest Guardian, Giant Spider, Wolf Garrick. Pretty fast for PvP when it goes well. Oh yeah, that was what was being used all during last week too, when we had the huge amount of bonus. I guess some people still might keep using it. Like here's like one of the kind of variants of it too. It's Finnair, Cabarrus, Forest Guardian, and Spirit Fox. That's basically the I do not have Wolf Garrick version of that team. But yeah, some people make do with what they have. That's always nice. Though a little bit of redundant using something that gives you 50% mana on everything, and then having a troop that automatically already gains empowered. There used to be a glitch too that made that function incorrectly, where it would drain you down to half mana. That was pretty funny when that used to be a thing. They fixed it though in the most recent patch. I didn't even realize it was a bug. I just assumed that was kind of intended. Okay, well, throw that down on blues. Get ourselves a angry bear. Oh, and we actually got alignment for once. Wow. He almost never gets alignment. He gets a lot less alignment, I feel, than what a Salvani Mora does. Because the Salvani Mora can depend on sky gems. A Urska, or King Mikhail, I mean, cannot depend on sky gems. Because when you do Salvani Mora, you're getting a full column, a basically 3x8 of pure sky gem. When you do a Urskea, you're only getting a 3x8 of sky gems. And there's a lot more chances doing a column explosion than there is with a horizontal explosion. It's something that I don't think they really thought through when they did the exact same mana cost for both of them, because there's a very, very huge difference. Doing a vertical full column explosion is actually way, way better than a horizontal one. And that's not actually... What's kind of weird is that's the case with exploding it, but with a extra turn related one, it's actually better, I believe, going horizontal. Because I remember how decent, what's his name is? The, what did he call it? The Boar Rider. Because the Boar Rider has a horizontal one. It's not a full column, though. I mean, it's not a full explosion of a row, like a 3x3. It's only a single one. But that's normally used for things like this right here, where you go and take this out. You see it within your sight. Boom, you get a skull. Whereas the column ones aren't as useful. Still useful. But the column ones, you have to kind of guess a little bit more. Like, obviously, we'd probably go for this row right, or this column right here, because we have the chance for the brown, the yellow, the blue, and all those kind of manas. But in that case, it would be better to do horizontal. It's just a lot harder to get that kind of alignment when you're doing it with a full 3x3 explosion. Can you show the giant spider forest guardian team? Sure, I can go try that. Yeah. It's not as effective as it used to be. I believe console didn't get the nerf yet, but on PC and mobile, it was nerfed recently due to how ridiculously overused it was being, that it was going. But yeah, let me go show it real quick. It was two of these. Oh, I only have 42. Wonder if I have enough for this team. Giant spider, and I wish I could give these out, but they will not let me. And forest guardian, and wait, he has forest in his name? Oh, forest ward. Okay. And let me go on frozen banner. Was there one that was even better than this? No, it's about as best you can go. It's +2 blue, +2 purple. The other purple comes from Giant Spider's first trait. And there we go. So we get both our purple up in one surge. We also get our blue, we get our spider up in one surge of blue, and we also get our Caberas up in one surge of purple. Go. There we go. We got it. Well, we got both of them. Well, that's about as perfect as you can really get for a start. Unless we could get the Forest Guardian as well. Oh, did we really just get that too? Oh, never mind. It's being blocked by Spider. That would have been too perfect. They wouldn't let us get that perfect of a first turn. That would have been way too much perfect. Okay, we didn't get to Devour, but we will take your blues and get ourselves another Giant Spider, which we'll get ourselves for another cast. Take the red. And actually, we don't even need the red, but it's an extra turn, so why not? Poke again. There we go on Devour. He drains the other one out. I guess we move on green and hope for blue, or just take the blue, actually. Probably be better. You get Skull distracted. We take Skull into green. We convert out the reds because we don't use red. Should probably always be converting out red, or if you ever had the opportunity to with this team, you definitely should be. That's for sure. And let's keep devouring. Didn't get it there. Oh, we got the extra turn out of nowhere. But we get ourselves our own extra turn. Anything else we need to do? Don't need to move that over. I guess we'll try for the Devour. Didn't even need to use the Forest Guardian yet, though of course we did utilize the fact that it gave us 50% starting mana on everything. But as far as its actual cast, we haven't had to use it yet. It can do quite a bit of skulls with the Giant Spider, which is kind of nice. But you can win off of just devouring them and poking them out with skulls. You don't have to go that route. But we did just get it, so let's see. Converts all brown to yellow and all purple to skulls. And that would appear to be almost match, and that is match. Oops, wrong swipe. And there we go. But yeah, that's what that team looks like. It's not the greatest for invading with. It's commonly used for defending, mainly because of how strong it is. But it is towards the slower side, just slightly towards the slower side for PvP purposes. But yeah, it's really consistent, really strong. Oh, I shouldn't say consistent. It's actually really inconsistent, but it's pretty strong. Once you get a Devour on the first Caberas, you pretty much just ride the rest of the battle. Has a lot of good starting mana. Has the Giant Spider to keep generating. If your Forest Guardian get going, you get like a gigantic skull spam out of it. And mana generation on both your Spider and your Forest Guardian back. And yeah, it works okay. I would suggest only mainly using it for defend. But you can use it as your main invading team if you don't have too many other things. The biggest problem it has is it's pretty much mandatory that you have fully traded Forest Guardian. Not having so is a very, very, very big damper on your team. It's fine if you don't have fully traded Caberas, but it's 100% mandatory pretty much to have one fully traded Forest Guardian. Otherwise, you might as well just use some kind of completely different team, because that's where a good majority of that team's value actually comes from. Any improvement for this? Gorgoltha, Apothecary, Honor, and Guard's Avatar. Already seems great. What one change would I make? Pretty much none. There is one team that I go that's really similar to that. That instead of using Gorgoltha, I use Apothecary, Honor, Guard's Avatar, and then in last slot, instead of having a Gorgoltha, of course in first, instead of that, we put in last slot a Corvash, a fully traded Corvash. The reason for this is you get boost ratio off of the Corvash's stuns, and this will feed into extra armor for your Guard's Avatar and for everything. But the most notably, of course, going into your Guard's Avatar, because every stun that you have on the enemy team is 4 additional armor that you're going to be getting. And if you stun out the entire team with Corvash extra turns, you're getting 16 additional armor every single time you cast your Honor. So it works out pretty good. If you only have one Cabarrus, you end up using your Hero instead. You use Hero either with Death Knight class or Sorcerer class. Preferably Death Knight class, I think it might be the better choice these days. But you just grab yourself with the Creeping Death weapon. You get this from the Necromancer class. And then you either set yourself as a Sorcerer or as a Death Knight. And then, oh, sorry, I didn't mean Death Knight. You get the Creeping Death from the, why did I say Death Knight? You get it from the Necromancer class. You get Creeping Death. And then as your actual hero class, you would use either the Sorcerer or you would use the Death Knight class. Probably Death Knight class if you're using it first slot. If you're using it last slot, you would use the Sorcerer class. But most people would likely run it like this, where they use the Death Knight class as their main class. And you get 2 death marks on this too. Plus you death mark the entire enemy, assuming you have fully traded Death Knight class. But if you need a cheaper option, go with Sorcerer and just put it into last slot. Because the only trait you really need on Sorcerer is its first trait. It works a lot better if it had its third. But Sorcerer currently still has the best the best first slot, or the best first trait in the game right now for anything class related. Its first trait is the +1 extra magic, or +1 mana. It might not seem like much, but this makes a really, really huge difference, particularly with the Creeping Death weapon in particular. Mainly because the Creeping Death weapon has a 14 mana cost, meaning if you take Surge both times, you'll take 7 mana, which would get it up in 2 turns. And compared to every other first trait on every other class, if you were a newer player and you did not have the funds to be able to afford any of the class traits, but you still wanted to use one, Sorcerer class is probably your best way to go, because its first trait is the most effective for how cheap it is, and you'd most likely be able to get the resources found to be able to upgrade it. If you have a second, what are more good what is that? Dracos? I don't know which one you're trying to say there. I assume Dracos. Teams, if you are low on mythics, you just pull them. Is that Draculus or Dracos? I think you mean Draculus, based on the fact you put in double A's. So the best budget Draculus team I can really think of would probably have to be... Oops, that's not how you do that. Definitely need a Valkyrie. That's pretty much just a given. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're right. Draculus. And build from here. So we have our 4 colors. We could build a brown purple of any kind to cover out the rest of the colors if we want. So you could put one of the tankier ones there, maybe with stone skin if you happen to have. I know there is one that is that color. I believe it's the one that does extra to constructs. And you can also go humility instead, maybe even double humility if you want to feed it a bunch of magic. Let me see, stone skin, I believe is one word. Why is none coming up? Oh, because we're under hero weapons. Stone skin, brown or purple would bring it up. Let's see. Yeah, Rock Spirit or the Obsidian Golem. Rock Spirit wouldn't really be able to do much for this team. So Obsidian Golem as your tank. And then you can go something like a humility for the casting purposes. And why did that not come up? There we go. Humility. And your banner would be set to a double yellow or a +2 red, +1 yellow, -1 brown. Probably in this instance, I would go for a double yellow, even though that blocks out Valkyrie. You'll be able to generate from your humility, and essentially just keep spamming out your humility over and over and over again. Hopefully you'll get buffs of magic on your Draculus. If not, hopefully you get buffs of HP or armor on your Obsidian Golem, so it can keep tanking for you. And you just keep spamming out your humility, mainly on reds or skulls, mainly reds if the board will allow it, otherwise skull. just so the enemy wastes their turn and hits your stone skin, which will mitigate the damage, assuming you have that. Even if not, if you don't have stone skin, you might just want to go double humility and just get rid of the obsidian golem. I am assuming you have 0 traits on both the humility and the draculus, which is why I didn't bother suggesting double humility. Generally, if I do build a draculus team that only uses 1 draculus, I do go double humility. This is still viable if you don't have it fully traded, but it is a lot more effective fully traded, because as your humilities die, you automatically gain guaranteed armor and magic, assuming they don't have a stun anyways. Which, regardless of if you get a single cast off, even if you just goal spam your entire team down out of nowhere, you'd still be able to get that extra magic buff to get them ready. But yeah, something like that would end up working. Yeah, you can make that function. Should be sufficient. Yeah, no problem for the help. So I will be heading out now for the night, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us. We do have redeem codes working again, so if you're on PC mobile, we will be doing those from now on. Of course, Guild Wars got canceled as of recently, so we unfortunately will not be doing the Guild Wars streams. I may still throw a random stream in there at night, but for the most part, our next major streams for Gems of War won't really be until Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll still be streaming probably some other games in between them. As far as Gems of War is concerned, probably just sticking with our normal Friday, Saturday. I'll try to have some videos out as well on some kind of other content if we can. If I end up getting the time in between everything else this week, I'll definitely make sure to do that to kind of make up for the fact that we won't be streaming for a while. Actually, I need to figure out quite a few other videos, because since we're not streaming, it'll give me a little bit more time to go work on some of that, or just chill for a little while. It's been a while since I've had a night off. It has been a long while. Well, other than 4th of July, but other than 4th of July, it has been a couple months since I've kind of got rid, because Guild Wars has been going for like what, 3 months now. Yeah, exactly 3 months. It was week 12, and now it would have been week 13 if this would have started up. So yeah, it's been around for quite a while now. And anyways, I'll see y'all later. Hope you all have the best of luck with opening up keys. Next stream of Gems of War related for sure that's happening is next Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you all then, and best of luck with everything. Goodbye, and have a wonderful week.